Pessoal, agora é um momento muito importante para nós. Primeiro, temos café, nós tínhamos o rituais, né? Agora temos tribos para poder degustar. Mas, como eu prometi para vocês, agora a coisa vai ficar quente, literalmente quente a partir de agora. E eu tenho a honra agora de trazer esse palco. E para nós é realmente uma honra, porque não é fácil também. Para nós também não é fácil, para ela não é fácil. A gente conseguir essas conexões e enfim, viabilizar essas viagens e termos as pessoas aqui. Mas a gente acredita que a gastronomia social tem que ser um movimento mundial. Mundial, não pode se resumir a países, não pode se resumir a locais. Isso tem que ser mundial, cada vez mais. Por quê? Porque nós vivemos um processo climático, um processo complicado no planeta, onde cada vez mais nós vamos precisar da ajuda um dos outros. E isso nós vamos ouvir daqui até o final do dia, né? Culminando o final do dia com o Rio Grande do Sul, com a cozinha do Rio Grande do Sul em cima desse palco, toda ela. Num momento muito especial, onde a gastronomia social, ela é fundamental. Nós tivemos aqui nesse palco o Kiki da Costa, que é um chefe de Valência, que está passando por um drama muito igual ao do Rio Grande do Sul, e onde lá 66 municípios também foram completamente destruídos por conta de enchentes, enfim, e aonde a gastronomia social está sendo uma das formas de recuperação e de ressignificação e também humanas também, para poder fazer com que as pessoas retornem, porque a fome graça nesses lugares. Bom, eu vou contar para vocês quem é Fatmata Binta, aqui rapidamente, depois vocês vão ficar com ela, ok? Fatmata Binta, chefe, nascida e criada em Freetown, Serra Leoa, vem de uma família Fulani, de antecedência guinense, e celebra a rica cultura e culinária do seu povo. Sua visão culinária convida os hóspedes a uma jornada sensorial, destacando ingredientes africanos, frequentemente negligenciados, enquanto seu restaurante nômade, Dine on a Mat, promove a troca cultural e o compartilhamento de pratos comunitários. Com várias distinções, incluindo o Basque Culinary World Prize, Chef Binta também é defensora da segurança alimentar e empoderamento feminino, liderando iniciativas que promovem práticas alimentares sustentáveis e valorizam as tradições culinárias africanas. Com vocês, Fatmata Binta. Fatmata Binta.
Hello. How are you? Thank you. My name is Fatmata Binta. I'm a chef. I come from a tribe called the Fulanis. It's the largest nomadic tribe in Africa. There was a time I experienced civil war in Sierra Leone. When the war broke, we had to flee to my ancestral home, and rice and every other food they had couldn't sustain us. We had to come up with sustainable ways to actually sustain ourselves. And we started growing fonio. So for me, fonio is very personal. These days, we talk a lot about food loss, we talk about hunger, we talk about climate change. And I see fonio as a solution. I call it the iconic grain. Fonio is a very special grain. It's a tiny grain. It's very nutritious and delicious. It's also indigenous to Africa. It's very easy to grow. And it also thrives in drought areas, so all arid areas. I really encourage everyone I meet to add it to their diet. I've spent a lot of time traveling across Africa, learning about indigenous knowledge and techniques from indigenous women. And I think it shapes me a lot as a chef. The sourcing and growing of fonio in this community has impacted these women greatly because the more they grow fonio, the more they sell it, the more collaboration, the more skills we transfer here from one generation to another. They're able to feed their families, they're able to put their kids through school. It tackles all the areas of better production, better nutrition, better environment, and better lives. I believe in creating opportunities for women in these rural communities. This collaboration between FAO and I has been very impactful. I'm just looking forward to it growing from here. So, good afternoon, everyone. Unfortunately, I don't speak Brazilian. I wish. It's such a pleasure and honor to be here. The project you just saw behind me is something we've been working very hard in Ghana to bring attention to, which is fonio. It's a resilient, nutrient-rich grain that is native to West Africa. But it doesn't have much attention yet because it's very tedious to process. There is not enough mechanization that has happened around it. The women in these indigenous communities, they still process it the traditional ways, which involves stomping on it with their feet. And it takes like 2 weeks to produce like 100 kg. So our foundation's work, and in collaboration with FAO, is to help with mechanization, also best agricultural practices, create markets for the women, and also tackle the 4 betters, which means better production, better nutrition, better environment, and better life. Because if a farmer is growing food, it's creating economic stability for them. So that's what we believe in. But my work is not just about growing fonio. I'm also a chef. I'm very passionate about African gastronomy. And my philosophy, I believe, is food is declaration of love. And as Africans, food is central to our cultures and our traditions, be it welcoming a newborn at naming ceremonies, rite of passage ceremonies, weddings, funerals. Africa has a diverse ritual of indigenous food systems, and these systems hold invaluable wisdom that can guide us towards a more sustainable and equitable future. And I don't want to miss anything, so I have my thoughts here. For me, I have a very personal connection to food because I experienced firsthand how food can bring people together. I experienced civil war when I was barely 18. And I come from a very large family. I'm talking over 1,000 first cousins. And when the war broke out, we had to flee to a very small village, which is my ancestral village, meaning where my family is from. And the village could only host like 200 people. And then imagine, over 1,000 people in the village. So food couldn't sustain us. We had to lean into farming ancient grains like fonio, flavor enhancers, which is the African locust bean. It has the highest umami in the world. So we had to lean into sustainable ways to feed us. And most of the things, everything was done from scratch. We practice simple gardening laws like never take too much from the garden, never pick to waste, and give thanks when you pick it. We nurtured the garden by watering twice a day. We made compost from vegetable peels, animal waste. Everything was done from scratch. And for me, that shapes me as a chef and the way I connect to food and the way I tell stories through food. But moreover, indigenous people's food systems are amongst the most sustainable, resilient, and unique on the planet. Across the world, indigenous people have cultivated intricate relationships with their food, their land, enriching biodiversity, and centuries-careful stewardship. And I think it's very important to preserve these systems and this culture, because we live in a world where it feels like everything is falling apart slowly. But that's one reason also why I've spent so much time traveling across Africa, learning indigenous techniques in the kitchens of indigenous women. And then I go back to Accra, Ghana, where I'm based, and host dinners inspired by these communities. In West Africa's nomadic Fulani communities, women taught me how they sun-dry ingredients by just putting it on the roof. These people never went to school, most of them, but they practice intuitive knowledge when it comes to science itself, and how they preserve their ingredients using ancient techniques. In also Mozambique, which is not West Africa, women taught me how they purify water by using moringa. So the process simply includes crushing the moringa pods, dropping it into the water, and letting it sit for 6 hours. The water will transform from brown water immediately to clear water. And then that's how they've been able to sustain themselves. Also in Ghana, women taught me how they ferment beans, African locust beans, and flavor enhancers by using ashes from the fireplace because of its alkaline properties. And also some areas in West Africa, they store their water in clay pots. The technique aids the water to a cooler one, so it's like water from the fridge. And for me, it was very important to document all of this. Just a minute. In indigenous communities, I wanted to connect with my diners in a more meaningful way. So I founded a restaurant called Dine on a Mat. It's kind of like a pop-up. The experience includes a 5-course dinner where guests sit on the mats, on pillows, eat with their hands, and also I tell stories from one dish to another, trying to promote indigenous food systems, celebrating African gastronomy, and also preserving culture through food. At Dine on a Mat, one of the most memorable dishes we've learned over the years was from a grandmother in a very small village. It's about 1,000 people in that village. It's basically millet, which they will mash with overripe bananas, African nutmeg, and then they will deep fry it in shea butter. Super, super delicious. There is something grounding about dining on the mats. It makes you focus on what truly matters, the flavors of the food and the shared experience. It also takes away the pressure of fine dining etiquette, because you're sitting on the floor, you're eating with your hands. You don't have to worry about fork and knife, napkins, all of this. You just connect with people and share food. And I feel like we are drifting far away from that. These days, everybody's doing grab and go. We don't have time to sit, pass the bowl to the next person, make eye contact, have a conversation. When I was growing up, that's when we used to have conversation with the family to know how their day went. Now, these days, most time, people are even on their phones when they're eating. You go to these airports. I love traveling, but I hate airports because people are basically like this, walking through. And I think it's also affecting the way we connect through food. And right now, for me, my main goal in preserving African gastronomy, also collaborating with farmers, I realized that I needed to champion myself, challenge myself more, aside going to every country talking about African gastronomy, sharing about my food. I wanted to create a space where people can also come to me and learn about my food and connect with the land and connect with the ingredients. So we are currently building a culinary heritage village in Ghana. I wish I could show you photos here. 3 hours away from the main city. And the Fulani Heritage Village goal is to take the success of Dine on a Mat into a village and also preserve, the techniques, promote it, and celebrate the traditional culinary best practices. The initiative aims to educate visitors like you about the indigenous culinary history of West Africa, cooking techniques, cultural significance of local foods, and to inspire people about the diversity of food cultures in West Africa. This project seeks not only to preserve the cultural heritage of the region, but also to empower local women and throughout the value chain also of FONIO. Because I believe in the mosaic of global food systems, indigenous wisdom shares a beacon of hope. By embracing the lessons of the past and forging partnerships based on mutual respect, we can build a not just sustainable, but also equitable future. I believe we should honor the legacy of indigenous food systems, where every meal is a celebration of diversity, nourishment, and also harmony with nature. Thank you. And please, I'm here for any question. And what we have here right now is called baobab. It's a very nutritious, fruity fruit from Africa. And the tree lasts for about 2,000 years. It's very interesting. Back in the day, countries around the Sahel, because they suffer a lot from drought, they used to bury the dead in the tree. And then also another thing powerful about that, when it's so dry in Africa, years back, they used to store water. So you can actually store water in the tree without killing the tree. Without killing the tree. Yeah. And some areas in Africa still practice that technique. So it's a very, very powerful tree. We call it the tree of life.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. That's beautiful. Really, it's amazing what you're doing, and I would like to go. How can you reach Fulani, and how can you be there? If I myself want to go there, what I'm supposed to do?
First, you have to visit me.
Yes.
Well, I would say it's interesting because we are nomads. Yes. We are constantly on the go, and you don't find us in cities, in very tiny, hidden villages. So it's really hard. You have to follow the cattle, because we are cattle people.
Okay.
That's what we do. So even our diet is mostly sun-dried, as you can see this photo, and a lot of dairy. We do cheese from scratch, yogurt. But mostly we move from one place because we are looking for places where our cattle can graze.
Yes.
So most times we are like one place 6 months, and then we move to the next. To the next place. Yeah.
And this is you do that, and everybody. How it works with everyone over there? It's a curiosity also. Everybody does like that now. Live like that.
Not everybody. Only the nomadic tribe, and it's the largest nomadic tribe in the world.
Okay. It's the largest one.
Largest nomadic tribe. So mostly we are constantly on the go. They cross one border to another within West and Central Africa.
Okay.
And that's why also most Fulanis don't go to school. Yeah. But we focus mostly on cattle, rearing, and also selling meat to the local community. There's also a misconception. People think because we are cattle people, we eat meat a lot. We don't.
No.
We feed mostly on offals. So when we slaughter, we sell in local communities, and then we preserve the offals for ourselves, which we sun-dry and eat bit by bit as we go.
Yes, very interesting. Well, do you have any question? Vocês têm alguma questão? Alguma pergunta? Vocês têm alguma pergunta, pessoal? Ele tem. The question, how can
Yes, I do. I have and we even we host students now for internships in Ghana. Because we have a village like this, the one you see. So when you come, you sleep in huts, you milk cow in the morning, you make cheese. In Ghana. So you can follow me on Instagram. We have a website also. I'm on all socials. Just look for chef_Binta. And the main goal is to have people come visit us and see the work that we do. Yes. Because I believe for me, when it comes to indigenous food system, I think it's a movement because it's not just Africa that has indigenous food system. It's a global thing. And we all share similarities more than we are different.
That's right.
Yeah.
How important was to you to have this prize, the best culinary prize? How does it touch your job? How much important was that for you, or for your job?
Yeah, it was very. It was a humbling experience because I wasn't expecting it, definitely. But it has really helped. It has amplified my work, amplified my voice because more people want to collaborate now. Now I have some of my biggest collaborators are the United Nations Agriculture, which helps because I'm just a chef who is passionate, and they do the heavy lifting for me now. Okay. Because they're like, okay, she's serious with what she's doing. She's passionate. Let's help. They do the heavy, all the technicalities. Yeah. Right now, we've trained over 600 women who are growing fonio in the north. So we are really trying to bring attention to it and also create markets for them. Because the more they grow, the more, if there is a market, they are encouraged to grow more. Because for them, it's economic empowerment.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Alguém tem mais alguma pergunta? Alguém? Ah lá, one more. Traga para ele lá.
Hello, my name is José. I would like to know how you guys source the food that you use in your recipes.
It's a good one.
It's a good one, yeah.
So we source locally. I really believe in local. So we source seasonal. Most of like my menu in particular, mostly is things like millets, things that are indigenous locally. So we focus on seasonality, we focus on preservation techniques also, because we're trying to highlight that most of them, like fermentation, sun drying. But when I travel, because I'm constantly on the go, my restaurant, it's called Dine on a Mat. I didn't want it to just be a pop-up. I wanted it to have the spirit of the nomadic people. That's why I don't have a physical restaurant. So when I come to places like this, coming to Brazil, I always need those key ingredients. So like millet, fonio, I'll bring along. And then I always fuse it with what's available wherever I go. So like now, most of the ingredients I'm using are from here. But I have those key ingredients that holds heritage, identity, and the stories to my culture. Yeah.
Excellent. Another one.
Hello, Binta.
Hello.
Tell us the similarities you have found between Brazil and Ghana.
A lot. I went to Salvador. I felt like I was in Africa. It's like, what? Everything I was eating, and I was traveling with a Ghanaian friend. Every dish, she would just look at me, and we'll call it together. We'll be like, so you have the beans you cook with palm oil.
Yes.
We call it red in Ghana.
Yes.
She was like, Binta, this is red. This is gari. There is an ingredient I was supposed to fly here. They took it at the airport. It's available here. The similarities I don't think I've ever been to any country that share the similarities in terms of the flavors. Definitely Brazil don't do hot like spices. It's not fiery.
Yes.
But it's almost the same. Plantain, manioc, what else? Palm oil.
Palm oil.
It's very vivid. Hibiscus flowers. Everything I've seen reminds me. And also cooking with plantain leaves. It's something we do a lot there. Yes. I feel like I'm home. Yeah. Yeah. And another thing I learned from Salvador, there are cultures in Africa that has disappeared.
Yes.
Which, if you want to go back to the history of the culture, the only place you can learn about it is in Salvador. Yes. It's disappeared in Africa, but it's here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Interesting. This is
you guys are our library.
A library for the African culture.
Exactly.
It's very nice. Yes. Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice. Anyone more questions? No? Okay. So we have a little. Nós temos uma pequena degustação, né? Algumas degustações, né? Nós vamos conseguir servir alguns, né? Não muitos, mas alguns, né? Ah, tem?
Okay.
Ah, está servindo. Então tá bom. Bom, thank you very much,
Thank you
Fatma.
so much. Thank you.
Have a nice
Thank you.
welcome back.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Fatmata Binta. Né?